Across the Indian subcontinent, you will find a sprawling network of ancient, highly revered temples known as the 51 Shakti Peethas. These sites span massive distances, nestled deep in mountain ranges and thriving in crowded city centers, drawing millions of pilgrims every single year. But according to ancient texts, human hands didn't actually choose where these temples were built. If you map their coordinates, you are looking at the exact impact craters of a shattered divine body falling from the heavens. Taken together, this vast map of worship serves as a permanent physical monument to a cosmic tragedy. To understand how this map was drawn, we have to rewind to the mythological genesis. Daksha Pajapati was a powerful creator deity who demanded absolute control. He built his identity entirely around hierarchy, royal status, and social order. His daughter, Sati, was the exact opposite. Born as pure, primal energy, she had zero interest in her father's wealth or political ambitions. Instead, she devoted herself entirely to Shiva. To Daksha's horror, Shiva was a wild ascetic who lived among the freezing heights and cremation grounds of Mount Kailash, smearing his body with ashes and rejecting every societal norm Daksha valued. Sati spent months enduring freezing winds and giving up food entirely to win Shiva's attention. Her extreme penance worked. The two were married, cementing Daksha's ultimate public humiliation. The marriage created a divide that could not be bridged. Daksha's royal world and Shiva's ash-smeared silence were now forced into the same family tree, setting the stage for a conflict that would eventually tear the heavens apart. Driven by a need to reassert his dominance, Daksha orchestrated a yagna, a massive sacrificial fire ritual of unparalleled scale. He sent invitations to every deity, sage, and king in the universe. But he made a highly calculated omission. He deliberately left Sati and Shiva off the list. Sati felt torn. Against Shiva's gentle warnings, she traveled to the ritual alone, hoping to speak with her father and mend their fractured relationship. When she stepped into the massive assembly, no one greeted her. Instead of a welcome, she faced a deafening silence, followed by Daksha standing up to publicly mock her husband's ascetic lifestyle in front of the entire universe. In that moment, something inside Sati broke. She realized that as long as she occupied a physical body created by Daksha, she would be tied to his arrogance. The insult was personal, but Sati's response was about to ripple across every level of existence. Sitting before the sacrificial pit, Sati closed her eyes, drew upon her own intense primal energy, and spontaneously ignited. She consumed herself entirely in the flames of her father's own yagna. The shockwave of her death echoed outward, instantly shattering the absolute stillness of Shiva's meditation on Mount Kailash. Gripped by blinding rage, Shiva slammed a lock of his hair into the earth. From that impact rose Virabhadra, an avatar forged from pure wrath. Virabhadra descended on the ritual like a storm. He tore through the celestial assembly, shattered the sacrificial altars, and decisively beheaded Daksha. Daksha was dead, but extinguishing his ego unleashed a grief in Shiva so intense it threatened the survival of the entire universe. When Shiva finally arrived at the ruined yagna, the berserker rage dissolved. He slowly waded into the ashes, pulled Sati's lifeless body from the remains of the fire, and completely shut down. Holding her charred remains, he began to wander aimlessly across the cosmos, lost in a state of paralyzing dissociation. Shiva is the foundational pillar of destruction and regeneration. Because he had abandoned his duties to focus on the body in his arms, the cycles of life and death began to stall, threatening to dissolve the structure of reality. The other gods realized they were running out of time. To save existence itself, they had to commit an act of unthinkable desecration against the mourner. Lord Vishnu finally intervened. To break Shiva's hypnotic trance and save reality, he deployed his ultimate weapon, the Sudarshan Chakra. He aimed the spinning blade at Sati's lifeless form, systematically severing her body into pieces, forcing Shiva to slowly let go of the physical vessel he was clinging to. Her remains, her eyes, her hair, her heart, plummeted from the heavens. They scattered across the earth below. Wherever a fragment landed, the Earth absorbed her raw, primal energy. Those exact coordinates instantly transformed into the 51 holy Shakti Peethas we see today. These temples aren't just landmarks. They are the physical scars of the universe's most devastating loss, the points where a shattered body became the seeds for a world to be built anew.